mobilization is a very strong move, political move. It's more of a political move than a military move. Mobilization is a sign that this point of no return passed. It's all out, all win or nothing game. It's a symbol of the fight that has been taken to all out, all win or nothing game. It's the stakes becomes the highest. The stakes basically become the life itself of the players, people who play this game. And this mobilization in Russia in 2022, which is the third in the history of Russia, by the way, it has sped up the end for better or for worse. I don't know which end, which outcome, but it definitely has speeded up. Someone will win or die. Someone will lose or live. And, whoever that someone will be. And I have a pretty good idea that someone knows about that. Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Inside Russia. My name is Konstantin, streaming live from the very heart of Russia, from the capital, Moscow. This is a daily update on the events that are happening here in the heart of Russia. Events that are unfolding, my takes, and things that you don't see in the news. Thank you for joining, and I'll be talking about the topic that is life itself to us. It's not news. It's not something that is going far away. It's not, something that we see on TV. This is happening right here, right now. The door next to me, relatively speaking. The door next to every single Russian. This is Mobilization 2022, or how it's called by the officials, the partial mobilization, to be correct. Well, mobilization is a very ugly word. It's one of the ugliest words in language for me. This word unfolds into many tragedies, many deaths, many lives broken, many loves destroyed, love stories, families destroyed, fathers lost, husbands lost, This is just basically, that's another word for mobilization. Mobilization is tragedy. In Russian history, mobilization happened 3 times. World War I in 1914, World War II in 1941, and the special military operation in Ukraine that Russia is conducting, 2022. Many people did not expect, and it happened like a snow in July, so to speak, in Florida, Why? Well, very simple reason. Because many people listened and believed Russian officials. I'm gonna name them, and it's out there in public. On May 5th, Russian State Duma, the Senate Speaker, Vyacheslav Volodin, publicly said there will be no mobilization. Then on 26th of July, Russian military spokesperson General Major Konashenkov said there will be no mobilization. And the last top official recently said was Dmitry Peskov, Russia's president press secretary, as Well, he said it on the September 13th. He said there will be no mobilization. And September 22nd, it happened. Vladimir Putin announced that there will be mobilization. So that's why a lot of Russians did not expect it. They just, they believed other people saying there would be no mobilization. Well, all right. We must have known it, because I personally know that when some people say black, it's white, and when they say white, it's black. But that's just me, and of course I may be wrong. Very subjective opinion. Well, as you know already, mobilization was announced 2 days, yesterday, 21st. Man, time flies. It feels like every day is live, There are so many news, so many events, different kinds of events. And it just feels like it was an eternity ago, and it was just yesterday, So after mobilization was announced by Vladimir Putin, I have had a few questions, and I'd like to ask those questions. Perhaps I can try to guess the answers, because I don't have the answers myself. They must come from the officials. I can ask questions and guess. And perhaps you can help me out in the comments after I turn on the comments, or in the comments after this video is uploaded. Let me know what you think and what are your answers for this question. Questions. Then the question number one is, why Dmitry Peskov said there will be no mobilization on September 13th. You see, mobilization is a huge set of actions. Once mobilization is announced, then wheels start turning, You can't just announce it and start moving parts, okay? You have to prepare. The key to success at everything is preparation. And I've said many times that in the Kremlin and the Russian government, there are very smart people. They know how to plan. They know how to prepare. They've prepared well, because a few hours after Vladimir Putin announced this event, government officials responsible for executing mobilizations started knocking on the doors, started calling to potential mobilizees. They were prepared. They knew what to do. They were just waiting for the start command, press of a button. The button was pressed on the 21st in the morning, and there they went. But Dmitry Peskov, on the 13th of September, it takes longer than 2 weeks to prepare this set of procedures, He told us there will be no mobilization. Now, whether he knew or he didn't know, I don't know, but I hope that he didn't know, because if he knew, he would be lying to us. And, I have benefit of the doubt in people for him as well. So let's say he didn't know. Well, the question is, why didn't he know? He's the spokesperson of the president of Russian Federation. Why didn't he know? The second question is, this announcement itself was surrounded by some kind of mystery, because the information was given to us on the 20th of September that Vladimir Putin wanted to speak to the nation. And it was announced by a couple Russian major state TV channels that he would address the nation at 8 p.m. And then 8 p.m. came, there was nothing. Then they postponed for 1 hour. 9 p.m. came, nothing. And then those announcements, they disappeared from the websites. And one of the top Russia's media officials, the questions of the reporters, she said, go to sleep today. Nothing's going to happen. So on the 20th, he did not address the nation. I wonder why. If you plan, you have everything scheduled. And changing things like addressing the nation after it was announced is a big deal. And I think it's a sign that something was going on behind the curtains. I don't think we will ever find out the answer to that question, but that's interesting, don't you think? Now, by the way, he was not addressing live, I believe. I may be wrong, but I believe it was pre-recorded, his speech that he gave on the 21st at 9 a.m. The third question is, why? Why there is the need for this mobilization? Official explanation came from two top officials, Vladimir Putin himself and Sergei Shoigu, the Minister of Defense of Russian Federation. Vladimir Putin gave speech of general kind. His main message to us was, Russia's sovereignty is in danger. Motherland needs our help. We must protect it at any cost. We're surrounded by the enemies. And now it's clear that it's not Russia against Ukraine, it's Russia against NATO countries in Ukraine. Well, he said that mobilization was needed. He made a decision from a recommendation of Ministry of Defense. And then Sergei Shoigu, who is the Minister of Defense, gave more precise speech on mobilization itself. He said that more people are required to defend occupied land. Occupied, I like that word, occupied land. More than 1,000 kilometers of engagement line needs to be protected. Okay, that makes sense, but my question is, when Russia attacked Ukraine back in February, there were over 100,000 Russian troops involved. Where are they now? Have they been discharged and sent home and they can live happily ever after with their families? Why? Because it's not over. And as far as I understand, special situation requires special measurements, right? So it's really, really interesting to learn about the fate of those people, all of them. At the same time, Sergei Shoigu announced that the losses of Russian army were less than 6,000 people. So compared to 100,000 people, over 100, the different estimations were given at different times, from 125 to 150. I'm not sure which one was right, but I think it's safe to say over 100,000 Russian troops were engaged in the beginning. So what happened to them? That'd be a good... I would like to hear the answer. Another question is, how many people will be mobilized? That is the question that is in the head of every single Russian citizen now. I kid you not. This is topic number one everywhere. Forget about job. Forget about being sick. Forget about troubles with banks. Forget about everything. Mobilization is number one issue at everyone's mind. How many? Well, Sergei Shoigu told us 300,000 people. 3,100 people will be mobilized. Okay, I take it. I'll come back to that question, to this answer later with another question. Who? This is a good question. Who? Who is going to be mobilized? Well, Sergei Shoigu was not that specific about who. He basically told us that those will be mobilized into service who have served before, have required qualification required currently at the army, who is young, who is healthy, and who has combat experience. Well, I didn't really understand about combat experience because I think legally the only people can get it are the ones who are serving in Syria or served in Syria, because Russia has a base, military base in Syria, that was a war with ISIS. So those people, they have military combat experience. Everyone else, where? We weren't at any wars recently with anyone. The only people who get combat experience are bandits, mafia, illegal activities and stuff like that. So I don't really understand where would people get combat experience. Well, go figure. Also, Sergei Shoigu was very specific on who will not serve. Full-time students will not serve. Workers who have so-called reserve qualifications reserved by the government, who are basically needed for the government to produce armaments. Sergei Shoigu's speech was not so long. It was fairly specific, but then something really interesting happened. Next day, on September 22nd, according to RIA Novosti, Ministry of Defense came up with a different text of who will serve. I will quote, "Those who are needed to perform military tasks will be mobilized." There is no order of mobilization, but priority will be given to those who have suitable military qualifications. The number of mobilizees is determined by staffing requirements of military units. One of the main factors is the presence of combat experience. Both officers and privates and sergeants will be called up. According to the law, privates and sergeants up to 35 years old, junior officers up to 50 years old, and senior officers up to 55 years old are subject of mobilization. And also the Ministry of Defense noted that there are positions that can be filled by women with appropriate military qualifications, for example, medical worker, but the need for such specialists is minimal. Couple things really attracted my attention. Listen to this very carefully. There is no order of mobilization, but priority is given to those who have suitable military qualifications. There is no order. Age, health, qualifications, doesn't matter. People on the ground, the officials who are responsible for mobilization, who are employed by mobilization centers called военкомats in Russian, they will decide who will be the subject of mobilization, who will not be. Because this military of defense explanation, that is very straightforward. And then the next thing that really caught my attention is the number of mobilizees is determined by the staffing requirements of the completed military units. It means perhaps less than 300,000 people, perhaps more, will be determined by staffing requirements. Plain and simple. So my next question is, who do we believe, Sergei Shoigu or this information from the Ministry of Defense. Next question is, where is item 7 in the presidential decree for mobilization in Russian Federation? You see, Vladimir Putin signed the decree, and it's in public. It's on his website, president.rf, and it's a public document. It's in public domain. But there's one strange thing about it. Item number 7, it has 10 items. Item number 7 is missing. And, many people, of course, immediately noticed that, and they started asking the officials, including Dmitry Peskov, where is number 7? What does it say? It turns out to be that number 7 is top secret. And it's not for the public, no. Number 7 most likely is for the number of people that are subject to mobilization. We don't know that for sure, but that just is very logical. And I don't understand why they execute this thing in such a rough way, not finest way, They just put the red cloth in front of bull's eyes, Same thing. They published this document in public domain without this item and said, well, it's a secret, not for you to know. Why? Why you do that? Well, it gets better. There is Human Rights Committee, Presidential Human Rights Committee. So there is a guy who is a member of this Presidential Human Rights Committee, it's a committee or council. And he offered to strip Russian citizenship from those who were born in Central Asia and have received the citizenship within 10 years and who declined to go and serve in Russian army. Not only them to be stripped of the citizenship, but the members of their families. It was very strange for me to hear. I thought that the Human Rights Council, its goal would be something like the very opposites. For example, if one of the officials would suggest something like that, the Human Rights Council would fight for human rights. Turns out that one of the members of the Human Rights Council or committee proposes something like that. My big question is, why? And my last question for today is, will there be responsibility for power abuse on the ground by the officials of mobilization centers? I am pretty sure there will be abuse. I've been a subject of, I'm a Russian citizen, and every Russian citizen, once he reaches age of 18, must be put on the lists, to serve in the army. And if you, for example, if you're a full-time student, you are given 4 years to complete your study, then go serve in the army. If basically there are some clauses that you can use and not serve. For example, if you're in bad health, I'm very nearsighted, that didn't serve. If you are a father at a young age of 18, you don't go to serve. If you are a full-time student, you don't go to serve. And then there are some military departments in some universities, and when you graduate, you automatically become a junior officer. Therefore, you don't go to serve. You just go into the reserves right away. So I dealt with Russian mobilization centers. Not the best place I've ever been in my life, not the best people that I talked to. They cared very little about us, the potential conscripts, and I know that there will be abuses of power. Will anyone be held responsible for such abuses? And the example of such abuse came in today. One of the senior IT specialists of Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, his name is Pavel Bugreev. He made a video today and it went viral. He came out of his house with, his clothes, his bag, and he showed a note from the mobilization center ordering him to show up and to go to serve. This guy he did not serve in the army. He doesn't have any military experience, and he doesn't qualify to those requirements that was in the Ministry of Defense paper. And yet he's obliged to go to serve. And in the video, he said, okay, you know what? I didn't do this, I didn't do that, but I'm going. Because if I don't, up to 10 years in prison, okay? To me, that seems like either a mistake or a power abuse. And if it's a power abuse, then will anyone be held responsible for that? That is my last question, number 8 for today. And in general, I would like to say that today, day number 2 of this mobilization in Russia, not a cheerful day, very sad. Videos from all over coming in with women seeing off their sons, mothers seeing off their sons, wives seeing off their husbands, and they're all crying. They're all crying because they all understand the risks. They all understand what might come in the future. Not a good sign. General, people are very concerned, depressed, and looking for ways how to, let's put it this way, secure themselves. I made a community post last night that situation with tickets, airplane tickets out of Russia today, in a few days, is very hard. Basically, all tickets are sold out to the countries where planes still fly, Russian planes still fly. And there are a couple tickets, I saw a couple tickets for sale for tomorrow. $15,000 one-way economy, so crazy price. Waiting for the reports on whether Russians are allowed to leave the country or not. There have been many sayings of government officials saying there will be no ban for Russian men leaving Russia. There will be no ban. But you know what? I heard that music before. I heard before 24th of February many times from Russian officials that Russia would never attack Ukraine. And after the 24th, I heard from many Russian officials that there will be no mobilization. Okay, it's funny to hear this. There will be no ban. Go figure. My friends, this has been my message for you for today. I hope you found it valuable and interesting. I'm going to turn on the comments right now. Please be civil. This is a very hot topic. The mods are here. They're doing a fantastic job. But, they're human. And please, think twice before you post. Don't try to spill over hate for someone that you have onto me, onto the mods, onto our team. I'm trying to help you by showing that Russia has many faces, not just one face, okay? Instead of hate, please give me encouragement and good words. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Turning on the comments. We have over 9,000 people watching. This is very unusual and a high number. I never had more than 4,000 people in a live stream It's very reassuring for me and very exciting. It just shows that many people found time to actually tune in and listen to the message. Thank you so very much. Just give me a second to open a separate window for comments. I hope you had sound, audio today. Sometimes we have technical difficulties, and sometimes I just speak with microphone that's turned off. I'm sorry, and you don't hear anything. Doesn't happen often, but sometimes. Anyway, so many messages already. If I don't answer your message, please forgive me. It's just there's an avalanche of messages here. If you want to somehow me to notice the message, please put it in caps and put my name after @ and so I see it in a large orange box. And also mods. And if there's Nikki Proshin here, I'd like to talk about one thing with him. If he's in the chat, that really disturbed me today. Would be great if he showed up and, gave his take. He would give his take on that thing. Because that kind of concerned him, but it concerns all of us more than him. But he is, participant of that event. Donna Olson, very good to see you. Howdy ho from 90 to 210. It's Beverly Hills. Donna, long time no see, thank you, and great to hear you. Blackad is here again. My friend, I hope you're doing well. Definitely in the prayer list tonight. Please be friendly. I guess it's not for me, but for everyone else. Thank you. Devon Harris, looks like special military operation backfired so hard they're already making the groundwork for general mobilization. Well, Devon, this is called partial mobilization, but like I said, the definition is very vague, and it might as well be partial, but this partial thing will be very large. Okay, so we might not even need the general mobilization with this one. Klaus Rothchenko, thank you so much for your support. No message, but this message is powerful enough. Lorna is #1 today. Mommy, howdy. Angelic Cat Dirk, Jacob, Mayrag, Roby, Luke King, Ruben Deuce, Bob, here, I don't see you. Wild Wolfpack, Jess Terry, usual suspects. We have many new faces, but the usual suspects I call the good friends that come day after day for quite some time now. We have a new sponsor, Andrew Elson. Welcome to Inside Russia. Stop Scamming Man. There's been a great surge to renewables and electrification because of the conflict. Maybe ultimately it will save millions of lives for climate catastrophes, including millions of Russian lives. I hope so. I hope something good will come out of this thing. I just thank you for the support, friend. The very usual suspect, but I don't know what to tell you. I hope. I have hope. That's it. All cluster, love your channel. Thank you for everything. Stay safe. Trying to stay safe, and thank you very much for coming back every day and watching. I appreciate it. Ian, Constantine, my heart is crying. Thank you for your work. I have severe manic depression, and this whole subject is affecting me deeply. Thank you, mods. Ian, please stay strong, stay safe, stay sane. Let me tell you something. I hear you, because I did not suffer any depression, any, I don't know, any problems with mental health, nothing like that. But since this thing started, my God, it's difficult. I am a very strong person mentally, and it's difficult for me. I don't even understand how it is for you who had troubles or prerequisites for it in the past. You know, my God, I'm just sending you my love and my prayers. That's the best I can do. But I hear you. Thank you so much for the support. Noxlog from Sweden, thank you so much. Stay well. Wishing for a good future for you and your family. Nice words taken. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for the support and for the words. WJ, EU and USA, please encourage your representatives to welcome people in need into your countries. Read between the lines. Thank you so much. I read between the lines. I'm a master of reading between the lines. Thank you for good wishes, and thanks for the support. You know what, my friends? I'm gonna make a stream one of these days. I have a name for it. It says, I am Vladimir Putin today. When Vladimir Putin end of last week, he was at the Shaw's meeting in Samarkand, Shanghai Organization Group. He was in my shoes. He was doing a press conference, and oh boy, he was choosing his words carefully. He bit his tongue twice. Like he was gonna say one thing, and then he did, and then he said another thing. And that's not so not typical to Vladimir Putin, because he's always in charge. He's always stands tall. He's always fills the entire room with his presence. But then watch his press conference. He was me. He was choosing words. I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, hey Vlad, now you know how I feel every single day streaming, because I speak slowly and I bite my tongue sometimes. So welcome to my world, but I'm an expert in that and you're a novice because you've never done this before. And I do that every single night since February 24th, So WJ, thank you. I might have missed a few super chats. Manus McLean, thank you. They just go so quickly. Forgive me if I don't acknowledge yours. Sleepy Crane, Yoko, I live in Israel and my cousin served in the Marines in Russia. Kinda estranged from my family right now, but really worried about him. Thank you so much. I don't know what to tell you. I hope he's all right. I hope everyone is around him is all right. And then everyone on the other side is also all right, Christopher Law, thank you. Hope your family are doing okay. Can't imagine the stress. It's pretty big. Do you anticipate problems from taking large amounts of the young civilians workforce out of the production? Oh my God, don't even get me started. This is a catastrophe of cosmic scale for Russia. We recovered from World War II just, in the 80s. Probably never recovered, I don't know, but due to this problem. Great question. It deserves a separate stream. Right now, there are so many things happening, and sooner or later, I will get to that. Keep on tuning in. I will speak how workforce has been influenced. I think that in the future, women will be left. Just like in the United States, they will go to work in the factories and stuff like that because there will be no men. Zach, nice name. Hi mate, as most Russians are required for military service from age of 18, does not mean everyone other than the exclusions are eligible for mobilizations. Well, that's basically what I said. Everyone, but they prefer people who served in the army before, who have experience of combat, young, healthy, and they have required military qualifications, such as a military driver, or a military shooter, or something like that, But you know what? We'll see soon, because it's unfolding very, very quickly. I mean, in a week, we will know the trend of who they're taking. William Handy Jr., best audio ever. I send blessings to you and your family. Thank you so much. Best audio due to this thing, my new friend, the good mic. Luke King, thank you. Great to see you. Thank you so much. When a person is mobilized, where do they go? Front lines of training first. Again, mate, I hope you stay safe. Thank you for the good words for my family. They supposed to go to training first. From what I heard, don't quote me on that. I don't want to spread any disinformation, but I just heard it. Somewhere around at least 1 month of military training. And then they go wherever the army needs them to go, you know. Common Sense, great name again. 55 Swedish krona. The motherland is under attack, so we have to defend occupied land. You said it, not me. Yeah, a good one. Shaco Starson, great job. Thanks for the show. Thank you so much. Not easy for me to do these shows. You trust me on that. Physically, but it's quite different. You know, I finish at midnight every day. But that's okay. Mentally, because everything goes through my heart, what I talk about, and I spend quite a bit of time researching. And it's really difficult for me sometimes to explain these things in English because it's my second language. All right, so I'm not the best speaker in the world. Crooklyn Jones, thank you so much for a generous super chat. Please be safe. I'm doing my best. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Anarchy T, asking the important questions. Why Russians prefer clear glass mugs for hot beverages? I remember drinking from them on the train to Black Sea when I was a kid, but never was a fan otherwise. Well, this is fancy. This is not the kind you were drinking from on the train. That was cheap and ugly stakan. Okay, this is supposed to be fancy. I like the design of this particular mug. This is just me. I have tons of clay mugs, but this one is... I like it, and I think it looks better on camera. So that's easy answer. Thank you so much. Any thoughts on what China had to say at the UN today? Very unexpected, losing friends. I didn't watch. I didn't see the news, but I will. I cannot answer that. Karen from Maine. Whoa, howdy, good to see you. Konstantin, do you feel safer with your family in Moscow or in Rostov? Sending strong angels to you wherever you are. Love to keep you strong. Karen, it doesn't matter. When there was COVID, I felt safer in Rostov because we have a large house, like a little fortress, and it was just easier there. Lockdowns and all. But now, if they knock on my door, it doesn't matter where I am. They're very professional. They're very, fast, stealthy. If they knock on the door, there's no chance. I mean, it doesn't matter. My kids are going to school here in Moscow. Otherwise, I'd be in Rostov because I work remotely now. Shako Starson, thank you. Does draft affect 300,000 or 25 million? I've heard both numbers. That is an excellent question. I think I forgot to mention that. Russian Minister of Defense, Sergei Shoigu, said that the mobilization will affect, 300,000 people will be mobilized. Okay, that's the number. Just like I said in the stream. But there are 25 million people in the reserves. So 300,000 is just 1%. So I think he wanted to show that Russia has mighty resources, human resources, so to speak, and in case more army needs more people, more people will be called up, so to speak. I don't like that, let me tell you. Joe Rodriguez, thank you. Konstantin, stay safe, choose your words, and continue to relate what's happening in Russia. Thank you. You can count on me doing that. Zdenek, good to see you. Thank you for your support. Send in a little something in this set time. I feel bad for those conscript who wanted peace. Zdenek, I'm gonna give you a little hint. Perhaps one day I will speak a little freer than now, and I will tell you a little more what I think on this subject. How I feel about those conscripted and all. No comment. Everything is going to the plan. Yes. I keep on saying that. Everything is going according to the plan. We've been told that so many times. Anytime a reporter would ask a question, uncomfortable question, the answer would be, everything is going according to the plan. My question is, who the heck created that plan? Obernals, thank you. Is it from Mexico? Whoa. Mexico, far away. Imagine you haven't seen your wife in 7 months. Then she tells you she's partially pregnant. What the heck is that? Well, thanks for making me laugh. I don't know if any one of you understood the question. Why it's here. Thank you. That's Mexican sense of humor. I get it. It's a good one. Rudy Kaisley, good to see you. Unprofessional military was believed. Poorly trained military, money misspent. No surgeons to react to what's happening, change strategy. Conscription will just mean. Rudy, I cannot speak freely on this topic. Okay, I don't want to spread any disinformation, but I am very good at reading between the lines, or not between the lines, straightforward things. Thank you for your message. Great to see you here. Sandra McClelland, thank you for support. It's no message, but this message is powerful enough. We have a new sponsor, Karina King. Welcome to Inside Russia. Let me just pick. My friends, the reason you see, when someone sends a super chat, I appreciate that. I really am thankful because it shows me that person liked my message, what I had to say so much. She or he would, spare some money, and that's pretty big deal. And I like to acknowledge. I acknowledge every single super chat, saying thank you and reading the message. That's why there are so many of them. That's why I don't get to the regular questions. But I think it's my responsibility to acknowledge people who actually send hard-earned money. Corey, has Swan Lake been on TV a lot? I don't watch TV. I don't know. And what type of tea you drinking? I am drinking Chinese tea called pu'er. My usual Sri Lankan tea. I usually drink English breakfast or regular orange pekoe from highlands of Sri Lanka, or Earl Grey Sri Lanka. The company is called Mlesna. I ran out of it, and this is real strong, real earthy, kind of smoked smell and smoked taste. Pu'er, like almost black tea. Very rough taste, very strong but rough. Knocks you right out. Not my favorite tea, by the way. I just want to finish it. That's all. And I'm going to switch back to Mlesna again. Sue Borges, thank you so much for joining the sponsorship. Santa's Whiskey. Okay, thanks for the message. Thanks for the support. The message got deleted by a mod. Thank you, Lorna. Double thank you to Santas and to you. Toxic 515, pretty cool name. Thank you for continuing to bring us some reality. I've been worried about you, Nikki and Zangief. Love from Texas. Okay. Has Nikki Proshin been here? Don't mind me. Inside Russia, do you think the general population has gotten used to the new Russia? The teapot is boiling. It's really hard to say what's going on right now because it's all in the movement, you know. Hard to say. I'm trying to understand the situation myself. So Lorna, Mommy, Harry, Nikki is not here, is he? He was here yesterday. I missed him. Common sense. Thank you so much for the support. Somebody said that life in Russia is so hard that you're either screwed or screwing or both. Statement proven on the 21st September 2022. That statement is wrong. Life in Russia was not that terrible, was not that harsh until, I don't know, all the way up till February 24th. We were just a normal country with our own problems we were trying to solve. No, life was fine. Tough, not as good, not materially not as good as, you know, in the countries like the UK, the USA, but it was acceptable, it was fine. I liked it very much. Black Ops fan, blink twice if you need help. For real, stay strong and sending love from Chico, California. All right, you pay attention to my eyes. Did you get that? I tried at least. I need help. Please share my message with whoever you can on your social media, friends, family, and pray for me. That kind of help I need. I can take all the help that you can offer of that kind. Stop scanning, man. Leaving aside environmental issues, fossil fuel, rich countries should be selling it as much as possible while they still can. 20 years from now, I doubt India or China will be buying much of it. You nailed it. We need to be selling it as much as we can. 20, 30, I don't know, 10 years perhaps. Now it's going to be 10 years because you are going to be so motivated to switch, to research, to make breakthroughs in energy that it's going to take like no longer than 10 years. Something like cold fission or I don't know, something like that. PMWFX, thank you for the blessings. Do you think that the military conflict might extend beyond Ukraine? Greetings from Munich, Germany. York, thank you. It might. Russia has been affected, I might say. There was a huge explosion above Rostov-on-Don a few days ago. I spoke of that in one of the earlier streams. The explosion was heard for area of 200 kilometers. That was so loud. Yet we don't know what that was because the officials, they don't say anything. They didn't say. And the Ministry of Emergency, they said they didn't know of any fires or any emergencies happening. So something must have happened about Rostov. It's unlike hundreds of security cameras. The entire city woke up. People heard light boom around midnight, around 3 a.m. The car alarms went off and stuff like that. So then there was attacks in news almost every day, or every week, definitely. The regions that are right next to Ukraine, Belgorod region, Kursk region, So who knows? Who knows? Emmanuel, thank you so much. Have you considered tuning these live streams into a podcast as well? I'd love to listen to them on my podcast player. You just, took it from the tip of my tongue. I bought this brand new mic to actually start doing podcasts, and I'm trying to, set this thing up because it's not that easy. Spotify has banned Russians from using its service. I'm trying to, I don't know anything about podcasting, but I am researching right now. Der Maus aus Koblenz. Thank you for your grand content. Greetings from Koblenz, Germany. Dankeschön. Donna Olson. So sorry, but been beyond swamped at work. I do, however, watch your videos nightly. Was just lucky to be able to catch you live today. Well, Donna, thank you so much. You definitely were missed. The very usual suspect. The very serial usual suspect. Black Cat. Smash that like and spread the love beyond here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Prayers to everyone here going through struggles. Thanks, all love this channel. You get well very, very soon and get back to us for good to stay. Thank you so much, my friend. Great to see you return. Thank you. Amir, your laughter sounds great over this SM7B. Worth every penny. It's still on my list to get. You to laugh so hard you should. Your nose. That would be embarrassing. I can imagine. Yeah, this mic, SM7B, is legendary. It changes everything. It changes your voice. It really feels really strange to hear myself. I'm monitoring the sound right now, making sure that nothing goes wrong, But the setup is pretty cool. So now let me wrap up a little bit. Or not a little bit, a lot, much. Wrap it up. Damien Da Silva. Hello, Constantine. Need your help. Having trouble understanding Kremlin math. Is there online course available? God bless. Sometimes I also have trouble understanding Kremlin math and Kremlin speeches and Kremlin Russian language rules and everything else, geography, space science, everything. So it makes two of us, not just you. My friends, before I sign off and ask everyone to join me in prayer, I'd like to give you a couple of dates on what I think is coming in the next streams. This event, the mobilization, is actually very sinister and very, very, I'd say, ever feeling. It fills entire space of our lives. If we thought that before things were bad, now they're 10 times worse. And it concerns every Russian now. Before, Russians were spectators. Now all Russians are participants. And I will most likely be giving you the updates because there's so many news happen every single day. It kind of reminds me of February 24th, 25th, when the whole thing just started, So I'm going to be giving you a few more updates on this mobilization, perhaps just some kind of a news updates. And then I have few more streams lined up. One of the streams I want to do completely off topic, not about Russia, but about my life and about what I have discovered recently. Because this, no doubt, has been the most difficult, the worst period of my life, for the past 7 months. And so many bad things have happened. But at the same time, I've learned new things I had never thought they were possible to find about my life, okay? And I'd like to share that. I think that everyone can search for something like that inside of his or her life. And I think that's important. And I want to do a stream on that. A stream on the economy, definitely, because there are changes like you're not gonna believe in Russian economy happening right now. Mobilization has changed a lot. I was gonna say everything, but a lot. And what is going on generally with the public, with the Russians, how they are reacting to this thing. So please keep on tuning in every single day, except for Saturday. And on Saturday, I still do streams, but they're private streams for sponsors and patrons only. I also have a Patreon account. So if you want to participate in the private streams, this is my way of thanking all the sponsors and patrons. And streams are usually slower paced, much more relaxed, and I answer personal questions. And I have finally learned how to share a screen on my computer, so I'm going to be doing a very special stream this coming Saturday. I'm going to be showing a little bit more of my life in Maine back from 20 years ago. So hopefully it'll work out. If you haven't signed for sponsorship, please do so. The entry level is really like $33, I think that's it. But it'll give you access to the private streams that I do every Saturday. So, and if you're already a sponsor or patron, please join. Don't forget Saturday around at noon Eastern Standard Time. It'll be fun. Please come back. For me, it's already Friday, 7 minutes past midnight. For you, it's still Thursday. So for you, day after tomorrow, and for me, it's tomorrow, Saturday. Don't forget. Thank you so much, and I invite everyone to join me in prayer, because I think now we need to pray more than ever. Thank you so much. Thanks. Dear God, thank you so much for this day that you've given us. Thank you for food that you've put on our tables and roofs that you put over our heads. Thank you for surrounding us with people who we love and who love us. Please help our children, keep them safe and healthy. Give us wisdom to raise them the way that when they grow up, they become better than us. Make this world a better place, and we'll never, ever engage in any war. Please help Ukraine. Reach out and touch the hearts of people in Ukraine and in Russia who can make decisions to stop this bloodshed. Fill their hearts with love, mercy, forgiveness, empathy. Make their hearts softer, open their eyes, so they make this right decision to stop the bloodshed. I'm asking for two presidents, Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin. Please reach out. You can do that. Reach out and touch their hearts. Fill them with love. Fill them with mercy. Fill them with forgiveness. Fill them with empathy. Make their hearts softer. Make them forgive. Please make it so they make the right decision and stop this bloodshed. And please help everyone who's been affected in Ukraine. Answer their prayers. Give them strength. Send help their way. Send recovery their way. Send whatever they need their way. Please make their wishes come true. Send angels to everyone who's in Ukraine right now, to the soldiers, Ukrainian soldiers, Russian soldiers, civilians, regular people, so the angels protect everyone and keep everyone out of harm's way, so not one single drop of blood is shed anymore. Please help everyone who is helping Ukrainians, opening their hearts, wallets, homes for the Ukrainians who have been misplaced and fled their country. Thanks. Please help people who sending help this people's way. Please help my country. Send an army of strongest angels with sharpest swords led by Saint Michael to get rid of the demons that have hijacked my country. Please make it run by the angels. Please make it righteous again. Make it a good neighbor and a respected member of international community. I'm asking for all pregnant women who are making decision to keep their babies or not. Please reach out and talk to them so they make the right choice. Send loved ones and provide help to them, please. I am thanking you for putting us all together into this community and providing us opportunity to pray together. Please help everyone who is praying along with me and who is just watching us pray. Make everyone's wish come true and answer everyone's prayers. I would like to mention a few people who need your help very much. They are Michael Milkevitz, who is going for a medical procedure, very serious one. Cindy Braddock, going for a surgery. Black Cat, asking for complete recovery. Elena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Bonnie, Igor, Galina, Buzz, Jean-Paul, Paula, Janine, Michael, Marlene, Susan S., Fiona, Madeline, Stephen, Ellen, Freddie, Sabrina, Felicia, Paul Bins, Preacher's father, family of Rudy Kaisley, sister, Richard, who's having troubles with heart, Robert Morgan's sister, Mallory M., please help with her professional situation. Please help Dirk Misler's father. Please help Ruzika M. and her daughter, unborn. She is still in the belly, and Ruzika will give birth in a couple days. Please help them both, keep them healthy, safe, and welcome another person into this world, please. Please help James Rhodes, Jess Terry, Brittany S., Lars Henrik's father, wait for it, Leanne Hangings, Bridget Epley. Please rest soul of Bristol Andrews and give her family strength to go through the tragedy. Please help Hannah, Agnes' sister, and her children. May Scott Nesbitt's sister rest in peace. Priscilla, Michelin, King Nero, Gaby Hyman, Martin, John, Donald, Allison, Dave Moyers, I found Waldo, Liz, Deborah, Isabel Legault, may her father rest in peace and please give her strength to go through the tragedy. Janice Burgess and Maureen M. and her sister. Ariana, Liz Dumbrell, Bruce B. Kayleen, Michael, Thomas, Tony, Bob, Jessica, Minutes to Midnight, Sandy Workman and her husband Rod, who is in and out of hospital, please help him. Mr. Hansen, Heidi Howitz, Golden Griffon, Carol Reed, Geeky Grandfather, and Terry Carter. I also want to ask for 3 children specifically. They're Sebastian, Maverick, and Coulter. Please send recovery their way so they're surrounded by family, being healthy, and live long lives. Thank you, dear Father Jesus, our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. My friends, thank you so much for a good stream. Thank you for coming back, giving me a chance. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a good night.